Hey everybody, Mac here for OCR Kings, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Damer and I have been looking at some of these races where you go out, you run, and you camp over, wake up and run again the next morning, specifically Ragnar. They've got this black loop thing that we're looking at, which sounds pretty cool. And I figured while he's hurting on the mend, I would come out here and give it a solo shot. So my idea is to get to my camp area, drop off all of this crap. It's not the heaviest ruck that I've ever fielded, but I got about 52 pounds of gear I'm lugging around here. Not going too far on the hike side, but I would like to get to where I need to be, dump all this stuff off, go out and run, come back, set it up before dark. I'm kind of running out of daylight here. You know, camp out, see how the body feels the next morning, get up and run again. So the distance I'm going to run both times, both legs, will be about a 5K, which coincidentally is the length of our OCR Kings virtual challenge. And I got to tell you, this year we had some folks do some incredible stuff, so this is kind of a hats off to them, and trying to step up the game here a little bit and commune with nature, blah blah blah, do something athletic, and see overall what the experience is like, and what do I feel like the next day. So I'm going to be at my campsite in a minute, dump all this crap off, and we'll get going. Okay, we're on the move. Okay, about half mile in already, and starting to go up the hills. It's almost 5:30. It's 31 August, so the sun sets ever earlier than it did just a few weeks ago. Sun's already going down. It's kind of dusky out. After this little hill, I'm gonna run on some flats, and we're gonna come to one of the biggest hills we got. I think it's about 22-degree grade. It's pretty short, but kind of taxing when you're trying to push for time. So we'll see. Okay, here we are out in the field, nice and wide open. Cooler temperatures, pick up a lot of mileage, especially if you zigzag in and out, which I'll be doing. Got a couple hills in here too. I'm gonna try to take the major one. It's about a quarter mile long. Not too severe on the angle, but it just feels like it goes on and on and on. So let's key in, take some extra turns, get that mileage. Here's a little PSA about our friends who are back in the area. More on those later. Just trying to pick a good song here. Let the heart rate come down. I'm about to go up this, the final big hill. We call it the Zigzag Trail. It kind of goes back and forth, and as it does, it goes up and up and up and up. Just got to pick the right song. You ever do that? No? Just roll with it. All right. See if we can see it. Can't really see the grade on GoPro, but you guys will get the idea if I leave the huffing and puffing, my ambient breathing in here, which is kind of gross sounding. Maybe I'll just edit that out. Fuck it. Here we go. This is a textbook area for ambush. I'm not really worried about people on this part. Maybe the bears. All right, going up. Taking a turn, going up. Taking a turn, going up. Ah, perfect. An obstacle. Parkour. All right, so I'll stop the watches. Not too bad. An hour and 13 minutes. Had a detour there and had to set up the cameras, the drones. Not too bad, can't complain. Okay, what was it? 4.43 miles, so definitely over a 4K, excuse me, 5K. I'll learn how to talk one of these times. All right, not too bad. Not the fastest in the world, not the slowest. I had a detour, wanted to avoid some of these folks. Now we're gonna set up camp. So first things first, I'm giving my area and my equipment a little hit a deet over here. Now, the whole idea is to avoid ticks, because we have ticks now that don't only carry Lyme's disease and make you really, really sick. They carry shit that can actually kill you, which is mind-blowing. So I'm a little bit paranoid about those. I sprayed myself before I went out. I'm going to dose myself again, and I'm going to hit the equipment periodically throughout the night. Okay? As far as tents go, got the old ICS, individual combat shelter. This thing is pretty good. It's heavy as hell. It's about 7 pounds or so with the poles and everything. It's low profile, and if you get the right camo tarp, blends right into the woods. The body of this tent is ACU, so it blends with nothing other than maybe the surface of the moon. But the woodland, we're going to face back that way to where the deep woods are, and hopefully stay relatively private. Now, full disclosure, my vehicle is not any further outside of maybe quarter mile away. So civilization is that way, woods, critters and everything are that way. So maybe the camera will catch some of that shit. Also, I kind of reconned this area before, but it's a good idea to give your surroundings a look up, because if there's a lot of dead, heavy, broken shit on the ground, there's probably a dead, broken, heavy tree near you that's going to drop that crap on you potentially, and that could be trouble. So I gave a look around, I gave a look down, and up here looks pretty good. A lot of live stuff and a little bit of sky over there, so we're looking good. You know me, safety, top 5, easily. Great thing about this tent is it's pretty much freestanding. You don't need to tack it down or guideline it out. It's only got 3 beams, 2 that go across and 1 that goes perpendicular. This is actually going to hold up our rain fly. It's really, really simple to set up. The drawback really is the weight. If you're going to do like ultralight backpacking, not the best choice. But if you want to disappear into the woods and have a completely blacked out inside, which I'll show you later, this is the tent for you, man. Okay, I'll just go around the horn. These they snap into these eye holes over here. You can start with the further one away, gives it a little bit more slack, and then ratchet it in a little bit closer, and it gets a little tighter. So outside, inside. Over here, that's good. That's good. This one a little tighter. If we can. Okay, look at that, center stage. Now we're going to take our tent spikes, poke them in. There's 4, 1 for each corner. Look at that, that never happens. In New England, you can't go more than an inch without finding a rock, but since we were filming and the camera was on, look at that, success right away. Let's see how this one goes. And of course, bitch. There you go. Nice. Okay. All right. These attach by clips. Snap right in. Horn. This attaches too with eyelets. Nice. Keep going. Right. Aha. That's the back. Let's do a do-over. Live and unscripted, ladies and gentlemen. Live and unscripted. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Okay, so a little bit of an awning, not much. Your gear goes in the back, there's a zipper, and you got a pretty decent sized vestibule. All of the crap is going to go under there. Okay, next up I'm going to take the pillow, the inflatable mattress, air pad if you will, throw those in the tent. Let them unravel a little bit, do their thing, and since I'm done running, now I'm starting to cool off. I'm full of sweat. It's not really that cold out. It was in the mid 70s when I started. It's supposed to get down to in the low 50s tonight. but since I'm kind of wet, I'm feeling it already. That was one of the things I wanted to test. You know, what do you do with your wet gear? How well are you going to sleep? Is it going to be dry in the morning? Do you pack extra stuff? Don't know. We're going to find out what works and what doesn't. In a second, though, I'm going to pull out a cool piece of gear and get out of these wet things. First things first, these are going in the tent. Alright, so here we are at the back of the tent. Before I stick everything under the canopy, which is under here. Nice big space. Okay. Really tack that down. We can do that later. I am going to put all of my crap inside a contractor bag. Love contractor bags. Okay, this is tough stuff. It's supposed to be able to hang in the dirt and the filth, but I just don't want bugs and shit crawling all over potentially my clean clothes, the stuff that I'm going to wear in the next run, stuff that I'm going to sleep in. That's nasty, defeats the whole purpose. So everything that's going to go in here and then under there. Okay, that's the idea. Overkill, definitely. I just don't like shit crawling on my stuff. I'll tie this up a little bit later. I'm going to be going in and out of this bag, but you guys get the idea. Alright. Now, for a little creature comfort. Totally unnecessary, but it's a nice thing to have. Something to sit on. You could just as well sit on a rock, sit on a log, sit on the ground. But this is where I'm going to be chilling out for a good portion of the evening, listening to some ambient music. Somebody's got playing somewhere. Usually when we hike on the AT, there's gunfire. Not usually, all the time. And as a matter of fact, I'd rather hear the shooting than whatever bullshit these guys are playing. So, and it's amazing how even in the woods sound travels, because I can hear that crap and it's way over there. So, yeah, if I don't go crazy, yeah, this will be a good time. So, getting back to being wet and it's gonna get cold out here, next thing I'm gonna do is get changed. Okay, this is dry robe. That is actually gonna be my sleeping bag tonight. As we tilt the camera up just a little bit. Alright, fleece lined, totally waterproof. A really, really nice hood. Basically, I'm going to zip this up. This is going to be my canopy. I'm going to get totally changed while inside this thing. Alright, not too bad. That took a minute. Pants part was the best. Putting on the compression long sleeve on top, that was a bit challenging, but it goes to show if you needed to be fully covered while you're getting changed, you can. Dry robe thing rules. Alright, so got the shelter up, got my nice dry stuff on, feeling really good. I'm going to hydrate, drink some water, take a second, and then I'm going to start to inflate the mattress and the pillow, and then it'll be time for some chow. Alright, so I've been drinking water, and I got my jet boil going. Jet boil is a great little device. It's a camp stove. It'll boil up about half a liter of water in a couple of short minutes. It's got a gauge on the side that tells you when your water's done and ready to go. I didn't bring really any sophisticated chow out here. Usually I'd either bring like a Mountain House or some MREs. Yummy. But it's kind of on a budget and pressed for time, so I've got some instant noodles. Not so great. I'm going to fire down a couple of those. not exercising really great bear discipline right now, eating in front of the camp. That's not a good idea. The garbage and the rest of my food I'm going to put up in a bear bag downrange from my camp. I see a lot of these videos out there, which I enjoy, you know, the survivalism and the bushcraft and all of this stuff, and everybody's eating right there in front of their tent or their tarp or wherever they're sleeping. It's not a good idea, especially if you have bears in the area, okay? Especially if you're the survivalist type. Shouldn't part of your survival strategy include not being eaten by a wild animal? Yeah, okay, especially since you're out there with just your axe and your saw or whatever. My plan for survival is to carry an extra 5.5 to 6 pounds in my Eberly stock backpack, which we won't go into, but you can kind of imagine what I'm talking about there. Yep, that's good and hot. Cool, and let that steep. Got enough hot water for two. Runoff over here and put that in there. Okay. Boil up some more. That's not a bad idea while you're waiting for your mountain house to stew or your cup of noodles or your entree of your MRE to heat up, is to eat something else. Pass the time. Could get your carbos, have something sweet, Cliff Bar, Skittles. I'm gonna go for some protein. I got some carbos with the noodles. Gnaw on this stuff. I'll spare everybody me chowing down on camera, chewing this stuff because it takes forever to get to. But it's delicious. So these are not my favorite. They're got some carbs, got some calories, tons of sodium. Won't be needing tailwind for the run tomorrow. Speaking of which, the run today was good, feeling good, just over 4 miles, sweaty, you know, got now into my dry clothes, feeling great. The real question will be, how does it feel after sleeping on the hard ground and then, you know, at night here in the woods alone? Forget about alone, together with buddies. I never sleep anyway. I'm what I call hyper vigilant, what most people would call, I guess, paranoid. You know, every little acorn that drops, every little stick that cracks, I'm always in a state of like super awareness when I'm out here for some reason. I don't know, that's just me. But that'll be heightened, I'm sure, by being by myself. Getting back to the kiosk that we saw earlier in the field, talking about bears. Yes, we do have bears around here, which, you know, 15 years ago would have been unheard of, but the bears are back and thriving, and hopefully won't be thriving anywhere near me tonight, but just in case, you know, we're going to clean up this area a little bit, do some due diligence. Besides bears, we have other things: bobcats, foxes, coyotes. The coyotes are crazy when they run in the packs. That's a good time. Hopefully, maybe we'll be treated to some ambient sounds at a distance this evening. Cool. I hope that was on camera. Coyotes off that way. It's to our southwest, so north. Okay, east obviously is behind me. West is toward you guys on the camera. It's going to be interesting, man. I think the most difficult part of this whole thing is going to be finishing these cups of styrofoam crap. No offense. Cup of noodle people, but these are just terrible. Alright, so the noodles I fired down real fast. That was a chore. I decided to 86 eating the rest of the food. There were some noises going on to my 6 o'clock, and the thing that was not to be mentioned was immediately in my hands, and shortly thereafter there was a huge crash. I think one of the trees that was sort of on its last legs there was leaning over the trail. It was a big one. It was that wide around. That thing cracked and hit the deck. And I'm not going to lie, that kind of scared the crap out of me. So between the little things dropping, that thing falling and making a huge thud, and now gunshots and fireworks in the distance, there is a difference between the two. Namely, the gunfire's further away, and the fireworks are relatively close. It was time to put the food away, string it up, and sort of batten down the hatches here. So I've zoomed in a little bit. I still have my safety devices close at hand, and I've, opted to punch out of the big bright light that's illuminating the shot here and go for the red filter. So it's crazy. Damer and I run in these woods all the time, and when we're together, it's like, who cares? Miles and miles, no big deal. But when you're out by yourself, it is something else. Same woods I was just running in during the day, but when it's pitch black and you can't see anything, and you are all by your lonesome, it really changes it. So, not the worst thing in the world, it's just fireworks. It just puts a whole new perspective on things. So I'm going to enjoy the crickets, the fireworks, some of the gunshots, and hopefully nothing else is creeping and crawling around there. Definitely critter stuff going on over there, but nothing too stealthy, so it can't be bad, right? Well, the great outdoors. And in a minute I'll go inside the tent and take the camera in there. Super dark. Blackout panels in there. It's not very high either. It's a very short, low-profile tent, which is good to disappear in, but it's why I opted to get changed in the dry robe, because you really can't sit up in that tent at all. It's not designed for that. So we'll be heading in there in a second. I'm just gonna take a listen. Probably in the daylight too. We'll check out if it's that tree that I thought fell. Right on time. Knuckleheads. We'll see if I get any sleep tonight. I doubt it. Alright everybody, welcome to my humble abode. And it is pretty humble. You can see that my head is right up against the roof here. Not a lot of space, but if you're looking for something that's totally opaque and that's not going to let any light in case you had to sleep during the day, or you just want to sleep late, or have lights on like I do and not have them shine through the tent, this is what's up. So there's the roof. little ventilation. Here's the outer door, the opaque part here. If you wanted to have some ventilation, there's a screen right here. But we're gonna keep the light in, have some light discipline, keep it all in here. It's a good thing about this tent, you won't see any light on the outside. That's what the opaque part is for. Or if you wanted to sleep during the day. Okay, so there's the outer door. Here's the inner door. All right, that leads to the vestibule. I'll show you my stuff in there. All right, so here are my shoes. They're on the chair that I was sitting on. And that's the plastic contractor bag. Here's the opaque canopy, or the tarp, the rain fly that goes on top. Pretty cool, just not very roomy. So that's why I opted to get changed outside. All right, so I'm going to inflate my thermarest here. I'm also going to use this bad boy to recharge the drone. And then I'm going to just load up my other equipment with batteries and things. If I really needed to, I have another light. Or I could use this same charger to charge up the lights from that bright ass thing over there. So, got some house issues to attend to right here, and recharging the bats and putting things into or fresh bats rather into the cameras, and then hopefully get some rack time. All right, everybody, so here I am. I got my pillow inflated and my thermarest. Okay, I had this whole gag plan where I was going to do a Blair Witch thing with the snots and the tears and all of that. Just too much work, so next time maybe. All right, so instead I opted to get the drone, plug it in, all right, to my battery pack, charge that up, put some fresh batteries in the GoPro, did that. Now I'm going to try and rack out a little bit, I think. It's a little toasty in this tent. It's 62 degrees outside and going down, but it doesn't feel like that in here. It is nice and warm. So I'm going to try real hard to get some shut-eye and be fresh for tomorrow. Get up and run another 5K. So, signing off for now. Good night. Night vision is on. Switch this thing off. Just listen. It's weird.
Here we are, bright and early in the morning. Low dawn 100 plus a little bit. I gotta tell you, that was a rough one. Didn't sleep very well. I think I need a different pillow and camping pad set up. My shoulders are kind of killing me a little bit. Rolling around. Clavicles especially. Right up here. Pretty noisy out there too. The coyotes were going. And some other creepy crawlers were doing something. I don't know. And the owls. The hoot owls. Oh my goodness. Having a good time. So I'm going to probably get dressed in here where it's a little bit more toasty. And then go out there and stretch and try and get moving. Okay. So that was not the most restful sleep I've ever gotten, but I did sleep. I slept a little bit. Had some interesting dreams. I definitely would change up the internals. The sleeping pad was a little bit thin, not conducive to side sleeping. I got changed, got my pants on, my new beanie, syncing up my watches. I'm gonna stretch out after I put my shoes on and get going. And come back, and take down the camp, and see how I feel. I'm a little rickety right now. Shoulders hurt. I hear clavicles and my lower back. So hopefully I'll get a good stretch, warm up a little bit, and have a good run. All right, let's go. Okay, so here we are, half a mile in, and feeling a little slow, not too bad, but worried about cramping. Charlie horse maybe forming in the left quad. We'll see. Have to stay on top of that. Going up the hills now. Definitely not as swift of foot as yesterday. All right. Right at 3.13 miles. Back here at base camp. I could have gone a little bit longer, a little further, but I was like right there on the turn, so I opted to come back. Surprisingly, felt all right once the blood started flowing. I was worried about cramping a little bit, and the back and the shoulders totally fine. I'm stoked. I'm really excited. I'm gonna have to evolve this process though if I'm gonna do some serious mileage. You know, 4 and change and 3 and change is not the same as 15 and 15. 2 days stacked on top of each other. So totally doable though. Excited there. I'm also excited now for a post-gamer, hot shower and some hot chow, probably in that order. I'll be coming in hot as soon as I get home. So in order to do that, I gotta now take down all my stuff, pack it up and get out of here. A note to all
trail runners, campers, hikers, OCR guys and gals, whatever you bring out with you, take it back with you, okay? You're out on the trails or on the course, your little gels and your mustard packets, don't throw that shit on the ground. That's a disgrace. You brought it out with you, bring it back with you, okay? Leave it like you found it. All right, everybody, I am all packed up and I am out of here. Thanks for watching. This has been Mac for OCR Kings, and reminding you, as always, train hard, have fun. Well, while I was stretching and packing up and getting ready to go here, right here on the ground, I was talking about bears and critters. Don't know exactly what part of the anatomy this is, but almost looks like a vertebrae, but I don't know of what. So right outside the tent, it's been here a while, but something ate something else. So, well, gives you cause for concern. I don't see any more of whatever this was, but it was right here. So just in case we ever want to come back and camp here, I'll get rid of that. Interesting. Makes me hungry, actually.